Hey guys, it's Wallace here with Nomad Recruiters Academy. I have another one of my students, Cherie, who just closed his first deal for a Salesforce developer position. I want to ask him a few questions, get to know him a little bit, get to understand his background as well. And then, we're going to keep it simple and straightforward. So, Cherie, man, how's your day going so far, mate?
Hey, doing good, Ajalan, doing good.
Eh,
Yeah, as usual, it's been a little bit of crazy with all the
Yeah,
vacation time, and I'm back.
yeah.
Yeah,
You just got
ready to.
back from India.
Yeah, that's right.
Was it beautiful weather out there?
Beautiful. Yeah, tropical, right? Tropical weathers are
Wow.
always good.
Man, it's on my list. I can't wait to go next, man. So I remember the first time we met, and you had a lot of reservations on joining the program. I love being honest on these calls. You're like, I don't want to sign up to this program. And the reason you had so many reservations is because you purchased a couple programs before me, and you were just like, I don't want to get burnt again. And I forgot what it was. I think we had another call the next day, and then you signed up to the program. But what was it that you were thinking? During the time you were joining the program. This is about a few months back, maybe 6 months ago, I think, roughly.
Yeah,
Or
so one of the key things that I was looking for was me coming from a tech background,
yeah,
but never had any recruitment exposures.
yeah,
Wanted to understand how your program is different than there were tons of them who are advertising the same or marketing the same,
yeah,
similar kind of lines. But I really wanted somebody who was going to
yeah.
be very close to work with
Yep.
on a day-to-day basis and be readily
Hmm.
available like you are. You're always
Yeah.
available, and that's one of the key things that I was looking for,
Yeah.
and that's why I signed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I think it was also I didn't give you the sales BS. And sometimes people have the they have they like to finesse things and sound, make it sound pretty. And I was just like, look, man, this is what you're gonna get. I showed you inside the program as well. You took a look inside the program and you went from there. Now, when you got inside the program, I remember you the next day, you were kind of like, was it like oh shit, because of so much information? Or what was your thoughts when you first got into the program?
When I started looking at the course contents,
Yeah,
I was a little bit overwhelmed, seeing that, oh, I didn't realize this is going to be a little bit more work than I thought.
yeah,
But then it was very well laid out, very well
mm-hmm,
slides were laid out. What were the
yeah,
contents? I still use all the templates that you have provided, and it's been
yeah,
very helpful on how I
yeah,
can reach out to a particular recruit.
mm-hmm,
What are the things? What are the questions to be asked?
yeah,
Everything is very well laid out. I still
yeah,
use, and I continue to strongly use that as we
yeah.
go forward.
Jeremy, you probably out of all of our, we have hundreds of students, but you probably is the most is your specialty is Salesforce, and you are the
Correct.
fastest recruiter I know that can find candidates within 24 hours. There were a couple incidents in the program where people needed resumes, and you had resumes lined up in 24 hours, and I was like, man, I've never seen someone move this fast in a niche. And that's when I knew you were going to be a beast, or just a person to be fearful of, because you can find candidates that fast. Now, I always try to talk to a lot of people about what wins and successes are. I think a lot of people identify a lot of wins with just making deals, but I tell people, if you're talking to candidates, you have interviews lined up, you're talking to hiring managers, you're one step closer to making your placement, and you are winning. You should reward yourself. Now, you were
Right.
doing all of this work and you was not seeing results. And I remember you
Right.
I remember one day you came back to me. I think it was just a lot going on, but you were upset. I don't know what's going on. And this is what day did we talk? Was it Christmas? Was it I don't know what it was, but no, it was
Yeah.
actually
Sometime.
recently.
Yeah. Sometime late. Yeah.
It was about 2 months ago, actually. So it was a holiday. I don't know what holiday it was, and I was like, you
Yeah.
know, and pretty much you found out, you had closed your first deal, but you were very upset with your performance because you thought everything you wasn't doing wasn't working. and you got the call to your first placement, and it was just like, man, that's why I have the mindset material of recruitment. But I guess the question is, what would you say to people out there that were taking your footsteps, and following your shoes? I mean, of course, you got your money back after purchasing the program, but more than that, you made your first deal. But what would you say to people who may be going through that phase of, is this really working? And I don't see the success, but clearly it works. It just takes time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So one of the key things, right? So if somebody is really interested to do this, of course, it's not like any other success you might not hear. You will have
Yeah.
to work hard. You just have to keep consistent towards that and
Yeah.
work towards it. Definitely, whether you're a recruiter in your prior past or something else, if you've
Yeah.
never done a business or anything, but Agilon's classes are very to the point, and
Yeah.
you can use every template day in, day out, reaching out to folks, reaching out to people, asking right
Yeah.
questions, reaching out to clients,
Yeah.
explaining what it is and how you're going to market yourself. It
Okay.
definitely works. If it has worked for me, it works for anyone, I'm telling you. Yeah.
it's,
I
it's,
was also very shy. I was very
yeah.
shy to reach out to people, ask the right questions, but your templates really, really, really helped me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the beautiful thing about the program is I tell people, you don't have to think about what you need to write. You can just copy the templates and tailor it to your niche. Sheree,
Correct.
what made you choose Salesforce as a niche, man? Because you really know this space and you love this space.
Yeah, one of the reasons that I chose Salesforce was because I am familiar with it. I was technically savvy towards Salesforce, so that was one of the key reasons. That's all it is. So my prior experience
Mhm.
with the sales as a Salesforce person,
Yep.
consultant, I knew what a Salesforce person would need. So that
Right.
also kind of light helped when I was trying to interview the folks,
Mm-hmm.
where my experience was also handy.
Mm.
It's just that, but even without that, for a person who wants to get into a particular niche, and
Yeah.
that was one of the key things that I also learned from you. Try to
Mm-hmm.
keep that niche rather than trying
Yep.
to focus on everything.
Yep. Yep.
So that's one of the reasons that I came into Salesforce
Yeah.
recruitment.
Because some of the last jobs you worked on, they've been Salesforce developers, architects, consultants, analysts. I mean, it's a range of areas that you can work
It's a
in within
range.
the Salesforce sports,
That's right.
and it's continuing to grow. It's an in demand niche. Your first deal. That whole deal as a total, the package was for $32,000, of course, and I believe you did like some type of arrangement, but you got that placement. Now, what would you say to people who make that first deal? Because I think a lot of people get comfortable. Like, I made my first placement, let me
Oh
go on
yeah,
vacation. But what should they do after?
yeah.
What would be your advice, after making that first deal to people out there, once they get that first deal?
I would say celebrate. Yeah, celebrate your
Yeah.
win. This is
Hmm.
that is your first win. Go ahead and celebrate. But I would say
Hmm.
this is just the beginning.
Yep.
If you can continue to work towards that, you can definitely make it 10 times, 20
Yeah.
times easily in a
Exactly.
year. Very
Is
easily
it?
in a year, you can make that.
Exactly, man. And I'm just happy. Like I said, I know you told me you were going through a lot of programs. Now we have the coaching calls as well. So like you said, you're able to talk to me on a weekly basis. But how has the coaching calls impacted you as well? From when you first started, a lot of my students who are successful, they're usually on the calls for a couple of weeks, but after that, they're just working and making deals. But how has the coaching calls helped you in a lot of situations with some of your roles or some of your jobs? Or just your business?
So yeah, so in general, for me, the coaching classes was for me, it was more like if I am stuck on a particular tool
Yeah,
set that I want to purchase, I want to use,
yeah,
looking for that kind of coaching, one-to-one coaching, or
yeah.
asking a specific challenge. Let's say a
Mm-hmm.
recruiter, I mean a candidate asked me a specific question that I'm not aware of. I bring
Mm-hmm.
that question to you, and that was more of
Yeah.
those were some of the things that I was doing on one-on-one.
Yep.
Yeah, as you said, I did not have to come every week, but as and
Yeah.
when I was trying to pick
Value.
that up, skill. I started
Yeah.
using that on the next immediate day and then follow up on that.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's why it helped me a lot.
you're not one of my, so you're, I have every student has a different personality. When I see you, Cherie, I know you're a go-getter because the way because the way we had our first conversation when you signed up to the program, I know, I'm like, all right, I can't bullshit with this guy right here. He's a go-getter. And the way you deliver, a lot of people don't deliver like you, Cherie, man. You know, sometimes you need to go through a lot of steps to tell people how to find resumes as well. But you got a lot of your own strategy. You know, I can't teach everyone how to think outside the box. You know what I mean? And you know how fast you're able to find resumes is what a recruiter should be able to do within their niche. You know, when you find a job, you know, I think you know that job you got that job the same day. You found 3 resumes within 24 hours. Now the deal didn't go through until a month or 2 months later, but it was just the speed because it's first come, first serve. It's so important in this space. You know, I guess, Sheree, man, for people out here who are
Right.
hesitant on getting started, what would be your advice to them? You know, because you know, man, I know you took the leap of faith and put yourself out there, but what would be your advice to them if they're you know so afraid or taking action at the end of the day to either join a program or just start their agency?
Yeah, I would say yeah, there was a slight hesitation because I had not known you as a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
but I firmly went with the belief that yeah, uh, this is something that I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm going to lose, but I'm going to learn something, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I went with. But to people all listening here or watching this, go with Ajalan, nobody else. He's the right person.
Hey, I'm not saying to
I'm telling
say
you,
that.
wherever you're in the world, you won't find somebody who's such good trainer. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell people, man, Sheree, I don't want to, I just tell people I can't teach hunger. You got hunger, man. So I can't, when you say that, when people look at your interview, I tell people when they come to you for advice, because people may reach out to you, I'm like, Sheree's hungry. He's up at 6 a.m. He's up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's working and working and working. He's a hustler. And I can't teach hunger. You know what I mean? So when some of my students, when I do these interviews, I think a lot of people put themselves in your shoes and they think it's easy. And I'm like, no, that guy just went on vacation to India and he's already working 3 different jobs. You know, he's
That's
driving,
right.
he
Yeah.
has an
Yeah.
interview, he's going to another job. You know, so I can't teach that at the end of the day, man. Look, Sheree, man, I appreciate you having this interview. I appreciate your success and you taking action at the end of the day, man. I think, you know, like I said, I just wanted people to hear your story because you went through a phase where you were doing all the work, you were making the calls, you were sending the emails, and it just took you a while for that deal to come through. But I knew it was going to happen. And when it happened, man, you were just like, you know,
Yeah.
you had this,
It just turned.
the day you
Yeah.
found out
It
about your,
built more confidence in me that yes, I
yeah.
can do more.
Yeah, you can, man, you can do it
Yeah.
more and you can do it at your own pace at the end of the day. Sheree, man, look, I appreciate you having this interview today, man. I guess you answered most questions for the most part. The course you answered, the coaching style. I guess, is there anything, you know, I guess, you know, for a lot of people as well, I think a lot of people have this fear and reservation that what if it doesn't work? And it's just like, well, I don't guarantee results, but I teach you everything you need to know. You just have to take action. For the people out there that just has
Yep.
this, you know, this fear on taking action, not me besides a coach, but what would you say to them about just getting started, especially with the economy? Everyone's losing jobs. You want to have additional streams of income. What would be your advice for them to just take action on their dream?
Yeah, Ajalan, one of the key word that you said, right? The two words that I heard from what you just said, action and the results, right? So most of us
Yeah.
are in a fear state that okay, yeah, I want to do it, but the initial action that they take of joining a program and then they're not following through that as consistently. So, right, that consistent action
Yeah.
leads to results.
Right.
Anybody joining the program is probably the first easy step. Continuing to stay on that path until they reach the success, that's the key. So they have to keep that action momentum, keep going.
Yeah.
They will definitely see the results. So as you said, yeah, you cannot show the results to them until they work on it. You have given them all the tools, just that they have to keep that consistent momentum.
They do, man. They do.
Yeah.
Well, look, mate. I appreciate it. You know, enjoy your holidays. If you're still on holidays at the moment, man, I'm sure you're probably going back to work. But I appreciate you, Sheree, man. And look, I'm looking forward to talking to you soon, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Ajay. Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye.
mate. Bye bye.